Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the all-new Lexus RX 350. Before we get into this video though, a huge shout out and thank you to the large mailer Lexus here in Murray, Utah for giving me some time with this RX. This particular one is still available for sale, so if you're interested, I'll include a link to their inventory in the description down below. If you have any questions or need any help, just ask for Chris. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. So powering the RX 350 is a turbocharged 2.4 liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 21 around town and then 28 on the highway, with power outputs being 275 horsepower and then 317 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we go over the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see it's flat there in the center, and then notice how it kind of like falls off on either side, and it's got really sharp lines. It's cool. Now I've got the new style of headlights with the daytime running light, and then you guys can see that falls down below into the fog light area. And then look at this new front grille, and I like how it goes from like being body painted down to being gray. It's pretty cool with the contrast. And putting it all together, I know this paint color is definitely like bright and in your face, but let me know what you guys think about the look of the new RX. And here's like a more of a normal color, and there's an even more normal color if you're not down for the rose gold. Coming on the side here, tire wheel setup is 235/50/21 in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you guys can see here with the wheel design, it's pretty dang intricate overall, and I like the gray coloration on it. Fender flares are body painted on this model, and then notice with the mirror cap and the door handles also body painted. And this has the new like electronic doors, which are definitely unique. And then here's your full side profile, and this is what I really like about this particular color, is it really shows off the body lines with the RX. I mean, again, the blue kind of does that, right? And then the gray does it, but I feel like the rose gold really pops. So here's a key fob. We have our unlock function or lock function, the opening here for the hatch, and then you guys can see the Lexus logo there on the back, and well, pop that open. Now popping into the rear, you guys can see the cargo cover here in the back, and then we got a little 12-volt here, and you can see those buttons there to fold down the seats. And the cargo area is the big benefit of the RX over an NX, for example. You have a bit more, quite a bit more storage back here. And then underneath, if you're wondering, you do get a spare tire. And then when you're all done, just press this button and that will lower the hatch right back down. Now taking a look at the tail lights here, notice it's got that light bar design, and then you can see Lexus there in the center, and then RX 350 down below, and then parking sensors here at the very bottom. And finishing things up, let me know what you guys think about the overall style, and let me know what you think about this color on the new RX. Now taking a look at the door panel here in the rear, you guys can see we've got sunshades here for the rear passengers, and then look at the suede trim right there, and then the leather trim down below. We've got a door lock and unlock function, pretty straightforward stuff, window control, and then this is just the door release. These seats are definitely cool. Look at the design here on the side, and see it's perforated down the center portion. Now legroom here in the back's really solid. We've got a little storage pocket here, and then you guys can see we've got some vents, and then down below we have heated and cooled seats, as well as our own climate zone and some USBs. And if that's not enough, we have this fancy like center console cup holder armrest. Oh, and headroom back here is also good. Now taking a look at the door panel itself, you guys can see the mix of trim here at the front. Pretty cool at the design. And then all of our window controls with our mirror adjustments. The mirrors do power fold in, and they also have blind spot monitoring as well. And then here's the front seat. Look at the design there at the top, and you guys can see here with the bolsters, and those perforated all down the center. And then we do have our power adjustments on the side, and then we got like our gas cap release here. That is for the hatch. Memory seat function is actually built into this portion of the dash as well. Now here's a look at the steering wheel, and it's very unique with what they've done here. So you've got like leather trim all around, and then you have these wood inserts here. It's quite interesting. Anyways, you do have paddle shifters here in the back for the 8-speed automatic. We've got some controls here for the heads-up display, actually on both sides. And this does have like adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, and then your regular stocks there on the back as well. So we've got a really cool looking center gauge cluster here, and you know, I think the theme overall is great. Now we do have some drive modes, and look how it changes with the different drive modes. My favorite, though, is of course sport because it gets all red and aggressive. Now, a lot of controls are controlled via the heads-up display, so you can see we've got this for like the music tab, and then over here, this is like our kind of like cruise control vehicle function tab, and then you can even switch through menus with both of them. So yeah, just understand a lot is in that heads-up display. Now in reverse, we do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. Now taking a look at the rest of the infotainment system, first off, you have a shortcut bar here on the side. And overall response time is solid. And notice that there's a lot of stuff that is in the infotainment system. So for example, the drive mode select, right, that's in the infotainment system. You can do stuff with the seats as well. And so they definitely kind of thrown a little bit more into this. All-wheel drive, oh, that's cool. They actually showed the split. And I do like how the stuff for the climate is always available here at the bottom so that you don't have to like dive through, you know, a couple screens to get to that. And also analog volume control, that's another important thing. So this is kind of random, but I like how the suede goes across into the top of the dash. I think that's pretty cool. And then look at this to the vent. That's also cool with that trim piece. And then we got more vents here in the center. And then you can see here with the storage space, some USBs. And then we've got like a little wireless phone charging pad, some more USB action, and then a little wood cover right there. Cup holder action right here. And then we got our shifter for that 8-speed automatic transmission. Got our auto hold here with our auto stop start, hill descent control, stability control, and that's like your off-road mode, parking brake as well. And then here's the center console. Does this have the double open? My goodness, it does. Lexus, you're wizards. But yeah, good storage space in there. And then you can see the trim here on the side. It goes from like brown to gray. It's pretty cool. Almost forgot. We got good old-fashioned glove box lined with felt. It's very premium feeling. And then this has a camera rear view mirror, which is nice as well. And then full panoramic sunroof up top. Now, sorry, there's quite a bit of glare, so it's pretty hard to see the window sticker. This is called Copper Crest, by the way, with the color. Base MSRP on the RX 350. This is a Lux, $57,000, and this has quite a few options added to it. After all options, this one stickers for $64,645. And let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood, both of the mirrors, which do have blind spot monitoring, and then throughout the rest of the rear. And with that being said, we actually get a reversed first, so we can see how that backup camera works in practical use. And I believe if we suck in our tummy enough, we should be able to squeeze. I'm just kidding. We should be able to, I was gonna say we should be able to squeeze through this parking space here. It's so quiet. So I've reviewed this engine in other cars, not the RX. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting to review this powertrain in the new RX, and I'm excited to finally be able to see what this is all about. First off, really good torque on the low end. And you know, this is, you know, replacing the V6, so might be controversial to some people, but let's see if it works. Which I think it should here at higher elevation, but we'll see. Yeah, good torque right off the bat. Yeah, really good torque right off the bat. Ride quality is amazing. So comfortable. It's one of the things that I think Lexus does a really good job with. I mean, again, it's 21-inch wheels, and so you're gonna have like less sidewall on the tire, and it's still just smooth down the road. So that is solid. Yeah, I think they did a really good job with that. Seat comfort's really good with this, and I actually I was a little bit conflicted with this interior initially because it's I don't know, it's different, but now kind of like sitting here for a minute, I like this a lot. I had an RX 350h as a tester for a week, and that had like the cream colored interior with this Lux package, and that I'm not as sure about, but this interior I definitely like quite a bit more. I think the darker theme works better with the suede and everything with this particular vehicle. Okay, well, we are coming up to the train tracks here, so this really shows the suspension of the vehicle. Yeah, I think it did a good job with the damping. And this thing's got some torque. This has some torque, that is for sure. I think an interesting comparison would be this against the new Mazda CX-90, like the powertrains, like this turbocharged 4-cylinder against the CX-90's turbocharged inline six. And again, they're pretty, I think the, yeah, they're pretty similar price, because the last CX-90 I reviewed was like $61,000 MSRP. Let me know if you guys want to see that comparison. These Lexuses do sell really, really fast, so I might not be able to make it right away, but you know, maybe one of these will somehow survive longer than a few days. But anyways, let's get back to summing things up with the review. So ride quality with this is great. This new turbocharged engine compared to the V6, at least here at higher elevation, I like it a lot, because you have so much more low-end torque with this compared to the V6. So like, I don't have to get into the throttle as much. And so I think it leads to more of a luxury driving experience. And that's kind of what Lexus is all about, is luxury driving experience, right? It's I mean, this has really good acceleration. I mean, you guys saw the torque's great. But Lexus is all about like just smooth, comfortable. You can tell with the ride quality with the interior, and then obviously lasting while it does that, right? And you know, Lexus / Toyota, they're putting this powertrain in a lot of vehicles, and so that tells you that they've, you know, focused on making it as reliable as possible. So overall, I think that although a lot of people won't agree with this, I think I prefer this to the V6 RX, the old V6 RX, because especially at elevation, it just performs better. Like, look at this torque. Like, I don't have to get into the throttle as much to get it up to move. It's fantastic. But let me know what you guys think about the new RX.